Hi, this is Mark from BAE, and we're here today with Mr. Dave Stewart.
How do you do?
How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
Great. Well, I come because a few weeks ago we dropped off a DMP, a DLB with a pair of 312s, and our new Hot Fuzz box. They just come by to see how you were liking them.
Well, you know, I was a fan of the old fuzz box back in the day, and actually I wrote a song called Heart of Stone, which is on an album called Greetings from the Gutter, and I play this solo on it, and I play like a sort of fuzz tone solo along with an orchestra, which is like an odd combination. But you know that thing, it's always hard to get, you know, that needly thin kind of cutting your head off kind of fuzz. You want some kind of warmth in it.
Right.
And you know, I always reference the Isley Brothers Summer Breeze as having that, you know, you want it to go on and on the solo, right?
Yeah.
It's got a kind of sort of liquidity to it. So I messed about and I used your pedal here. I'll show it to the general public, called Hot Fuzz, and I played over a sequence in this movie. It's called 513, right? Which is actually the temperature at which a bullet leaves the barrel of a gun. And so I used the Hot Fuzz and soloed all through this kind of scene in the movie. And that was interesting because you've got this sort of out of control kind of sound mixed with the sound effects of, you know, cars and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, we've been using this 1073 DMP sort of mic pre, and I've been writing songs for my new album and just playing with this for the vocal sound. And again, you know, anything you can do in the studio that creates some kind of warmth, but on the other hand, the presence, because the frustrating thing in a lot of recording situations is, vocal sounds really sort of clear, but like there's no heart to the sort of warmth of it, or it sounds really sort of bassy and warm, but it's all sort of muffled around the top end. So, you know, you're always looking for that. It's like life, really, isn't it? You're always looking for the sort of exciting top end, and the nice warm bottom end, to coin a phrase.
And the DMP is doing that for you?
It has, yes. Very sexual little beast, that is.
Cool. And then the DLB, which is the ones with the 312s in it, is more of a punchy sound, so I believe you've been using them on guitars. Yeah,
this DLB,
you can see,
BAE, we've been experimenting, putting through my guitars. You know, I've got these series of Duesenberg guitars that I did a line with them, artist series, and they got great tone. And Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers gave me one of his, which has also got great tone. And you know, the pickup, everything about them has got a great sound, but you can plug it into a crap amp and it'll sound like so what's great when you're recording, as well as, you know, going through your amplifier with a mic in front of it, a mic then, and a mixture of going through one of these, you can hone about till you get the exact sort of, if you want to have an edgy, middly tone that cuts right through but doesn't wipe out the track. The hard thing is, like, you know, people start putting walls of guitars on records. What happened in the middle of probably about the beginning of the 80s onwards, is people started going, oh great, we can record actually, you know, 48 tracks, 72 tracks. Hey, you've got Pro Tools, we can have hundreds of tracks. And in the early days, of course, you had to choose, okay, we've got like 4 tracks, or 2 tracks, or 8 tracks. Annie and I made the whole Sweet Dreams album on an 8-track, and only using 7 tracks on the 8-track. I prefer this, like, recording where if it's a guitar part, the guitar part is playing a proper part, and if you have 2 guitars, they complement each other. I don't like 7 guitars all on the track, and like trying to mix it is like shit, trying to herd elephants, or try to saddle a rat, as I say. But what's great with this is you can play around with it and get a tone that you know isn't going to conflict with the other guitar part's tone.
Yeah.
And then if you start playing with the stereo mix as well, place that guitar just a little bit over there and that guitar there, and the tones are slightly different, then you've got like a great, beginning of a record. Like, great records that were made in the past, from bands like anything from Paul Kossoff playing in Free through to, Traffic, to Eric Clapton, to Cream, to Rolling Stones with Keith Richards.
Right.
And, that was for the producer of those records. and great producers like Chris Thomas, who produced the Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. Bloody wall of sound of guitars, but it's a brilliant wall of sound.
They're cutting through. Well, this is what we still use the same philosophy, same transformers as they used in the 70s. Hand wired the way that they built them in the 70s. So, it's pleasing to hear that you're getting that kind of sound through them, because that's what we're trying to achieve.
Well, yeah, you see, when everything went sort of into coin phrase like digital, so digital amps, digital desks, digital recording, all this kind of stuff, there was this weird sort of like toppy, crunchy, irritating sound that was bad enough. You put one instrument, then you put two instruments, then three instruments, and in the end you're getting a kind of noise. It just scrambles your brain. What was great about recording back in the day, and what's great about you making products like this, is you go back to going, right, let's get this sound right. Let's get this bass drum now to sound right. Actually, when I make my records, we play live all in a room in Nashville, and we do a take like they did in Abbey Road back in, and if that take doesn't sound any good, then we do it again. But everybody together. But we never do more than 2 takes, and so everybody's first just getting all their sounds right. A great guy called John McBride, the engineer at Blackbird Studios, and he's obsessed with the right microphone in front of the right amplifier. And he's got 1,000 microphones. So I'm a bit of a sort of fetish about sound. So you, and so is John McBride. That's why we're all doing it.
Well, thanks for trying it out, and thanks for the comments. I mean, that's amazing.
Cool.